So tonight on the lifestyle, I go to Dixon, Illinois to explore and do some background info of this town. Also, if you join this place, go to coffee. Hello there, everybody. So today we are at the Next Picture Show. Wow. Not for sale. Wow. Look at all this amazing artworks. We got my crib. Piece for 250. Oh, that's my favorite one. That 1900. I know what that. So I'm gonna pay $600 to look at a lady. Okay, how beautiful a lady is. Okay, so over here we got the 70 pencil and watercolor pencil. Seminoya is oil. She is oil. The idealistic image is less than the imagination. 4/15/2018, and this was made from photography by John Wunman in Dixon, Illinois for $600. Then I really like that. Oh, I love pot roast. That looks like a pit bull. This was made by pencil by Barbara London. I'm sorry, you guys, I don't pronounce the names well. Anyway, this was made in Dixon, Illinois for $95. Sorry, me, white chocolate and a blackboard. Hell yeah. Whew. Come on. This is what you call the Jane Aikugawa. Okay, everybody, so we have a cinnamon roll and we have a latte. Somewhere, no latte. Frappe. Good frappe and try it first. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then just fell in love with coffee. Yes, mother. This has coffee in it. No. Give the cinnamon roll a try. What a mess. It's so good. That's great. Let's walk upstairs. So tonight we are going to Dixon Historic Theater. Yeah, this parking lot is only...
Used to be for the bank. The bank's not here anymore.
For the bank. Okay. Used to be for the bank. Now, the city uses it.
The hospital, I think.
Sorry, my bad. The hospital. Thank you. I don't know about you, but wasn't it nice, grandmother? Amazing. 629, March 1st, 39 degrees. Yeah. So cold. And by the way, no, I'm not from Texas. Okay, so now let's talk about the Dixon Historic Theater history. So in October 2019, Historic Dixon Theater Group, a 501c3 corporation, took over the ownership and operation of the Dixon Historic Theater and started working toward a new era for this cultural icon of the Sauk Valley, including the celebration of the Dixon Cemetery in 2022. In 1920, Leonard G. Warrior, manager of Dixon's Family Theater, announced he had purchased the site of the Dixon Opera House in downtown Dixon, for the purpose of eulating the finest show house to be found between Chicago and Des Moines. And from Rockford to LaSalle, the Opera House had opened in 1876 and operated until it was completely destroyed by a fire in early 1920. So on March 15th, 1922, the Dixon Evening Telegraph announced the opening of the Dixon Theater. A large picture of the theater's facade featured on the front page and several columns described the interior features and decorations. The Dixon Theater had cost $200,000 to build, which is equivalent to $3 million today. It was designed in an Italian residence style by local artists William J. McAplan, who had been responsible for the Lee County Courthouse, the Order Post Office, and the Dixon National Bank, among other buildings. Wow, that guy sounds rich. So the Dixon Theater was entirely constructed of fireproof materials, which, for example, had brick, terracotta, concrete, steel, and wood stuff, which people said it's quality throughout, was the slogan of management and planning and elating the theater, which is to make the theater nice and make people come. I'm pretty sure. The building deferred in design for most theaters at the time, at least, as there was an apartment above the lobby and storefronts on either side. The architectural treatment, the interior, had an understated allegiance to fine decorative features. The crowning glory was a large dome in the center of the ceiling with a sky treatment which retains beautiful artistics. There is also a large stage, Orchard Pit, the 1924 organ. The Warrior family owned and operated the theater for nearly 30 years. Only showbiz featured several vaudeville acts, a 7-piece orchestra, and frequently a motion picture, which is what I saw. An organ accompanied the only silent films, and talking pictures arrived in 1949. Many local people have fond memories of dates at the movies, and many area young people were introduced to plays, opera, and ballet at the Dixon Theater. Among the most famous events, the premiere showing the film Ronald Reagan's International Squadron, which, yes, I will be talking about him in a little bit, because he was actually born in Dixon. Among the most famous events were the... Oh, my bad, I only read that part of my script, my bad. Anywho, through changes of ownership, the Dixon Theater continued to serve as a movie house until 1984, when a final movie was shown and the theater closed. Well, in October 1985, Dixon Theater Renovation, Inc. signed a lease purchase agreement. The Dixon Theater once again became a showcase for the performing arts. DTRI and the Lee County Civic Center Authority shepherded this wonderful building. Through nearly 35 years of almost continuous use as a performing arts center, the volunteers, along with generous contributors, we renovated the theater and returned it to its position as a fine cultural assist that the entire Sauk Valley area could enjoy and also be proud of. So, the Dixon Historic Theater is owned and operated by the Historic Dixon Theater Group. The board is appointed by the mayor and the city council of the city of Dixon, but operates as an entirely independent body. The new group is very excited to be planning future events, which will include live music, which there is, tomorrow, a community theater, movies, which I saw, lectures, meetings, and conferences. And continuing the traditions established on opening night in March 1942, we have every confidence that the Dixon Theater will be a beacon for the arts, from Chicago to the Millions, and from Watford to LaSalle. So there you have it, the Dixon Theater history. Now I will be talking to you about the whole Dixon area and also some other historic places around the Dixon area. Okay, everybody, so now let's talk about the Dixon, Illinois history. So, this town is situated along the Rock River in northern Illinois, what is known as the Rock Valley region. So, before white settlers moved into the Rock River region, it was home to various indigenous groups, the oldest known being the Illini. Eventually, the Illini were driven further south by a coalition of other indigenous tribes, mainly the Sauks and the Foxes. These indigenous tribes lived along the Rock River and prevented whose settlers from fully inhabiting the region. It was not until the end of the Black Hawk War in 1832 that this region was truly open to settlement by non-indigenous people. So originally known as the Ogie's Ferry, Dixon began as a business run by Joseph Ogie to ferry those who wished to work the mines in Galena across the Rock River. So in 1830, John Dixon bought the ferry, an accompanying cabin and post office. He later renamed the site and ferry the Dixon Ferry. John Dixon was fairly respected by the indigenous groups of the area. He conducted business with them in a way that allowed him to gain their confidence and friendship, something that proved useful during the Black Hawk War. So then in the 1832, the Black Hawk War broke out when Black Hawk crossed the Mississippi with a band of men, women, and children in order to take possession of their old lands. John Dixon was advised of their approach, but decided to stay rather than leave his home. So, as a friend of the Winnebagoes, however you want to say that word, he was promised by a leading chief, Bajaki. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that word right. That since the Winnebagoes owned the lands which Black Hawk's band would be traveling through, Dixon would not be harmed. So Dixon became a bulliest point for the U.S. soldiers during the Black Hawk War. Fort Dixon was built under the command of Colonel Zachary Taylor on the north side of the Rock River. It was here that the Ballotons was sent to spy on the indigenous groups and their activities, as well as to prepare to engage them in combat. Blackhawks surrendered in August 1832, marking the end of the war. Now there is so much more history, but hey, that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much, and peace out.
That's all, folks.